The old man was a retired historian. He had spent his entire life studying the past, a concept that was solid, recorded, and unchangeable. His house, which had fallen into an eternal silence after the death of his wife Layla, was a museum of this very stable past. Every book, every photograph, every object had its precise place and told a specific story. His loneliness was like the dust on the books, heavy, still, and full of memories. His great regret was that he had been so immersed in the past that he had not lived the present with Layla. It all started with a simple displacement. A book he always kept on the left side of the shelf was, one morning, on the right. The old man indifferently put it back in its place, blaming it on the absent-mindedness of old age. But the following week, Layla's favorite coffee cup, which had remained untouched on the mantelpiece for years, appeared on the kitchen table. This time, a cold wave of anxiety ran through him. He was certain he had not touched that cup. The real fear sprouted not from a thief or an intruder, but from within himself. Were these the first signs of dementia? He, a man whose memory was his most important tool and asset, was now becoming his own greatest enemy. This thought instilled a fear deeper than any ghost story, the fear of losing his self. Suspense consumed his daily life. He obsessively began to document everything. Every night before bed, he would take pictures of his study from different angles to compare them the next morning. He stuck small notes on objects. It was here, 10 p.m. But the erosion continued. One morning, the photograph on his desk had changed. Instead of their wedding photo, there was a picture of Layla's childhood. His camera's photos showed no change from the previous night. He was going mad. His regret now had a tinge of terror. Was this his punishment? The man who worshipped the past was now losing his own personal history. Every displaced object distorted a piece of his memory with Layla, plunging him deeper into a limbo of doubt and loneliness. At the height of his desperation, a final solution came to his mind. He installed a small camera in the corner of his study to record the entire night. He wanted to see with his own eyes, either to capture his own trembling hands sleepwalking, or the shadow of an intruder, or anything else that would put an end to this torture. An explanation, no matter how terrifying, was better than this uncertainty. The next morning, with a suffocating anxiety, he sat at his computer to review the footage. Hours passed. In the video, only the old man was seen, tossing and turning in his sleep. No one entered the room. Nothing happened. The books, the photo, everything was in its place. He fast-forwarded the video in disappointment, and suddenly he saw it. Something that made him hold his breath. In one frame of the video, the red book was on the table. In the very next frame, without any movement, without any hand, without any shadow, a small vase was in its place. An instantaneous and absolute change, like a digital glitch in the fabric of reality itself, as if someone had not edited the object itself, but the very film of the world. His entire being froze. This was neither dementia, nor the work of an intruder. The truth was infinitely more terrifying. The truth was that there was no explanation. The foundation of the world he had considered solid and reliable was collapsing. The past he had dedicated his life to studying was a lie built on a trembling foundation. The fear of insanity paled in comparison to this discovery. More terrifying than madness was the realization that reality itself was insane, unstable, erratic, and indifferent. All those regrets for a life not lived with Layla, all those efforts to preserve memories, all became hollow and meaningless in an instant. How can one mourn the loss of a past that never truly existed? The old man stared at the monitor, at that impossible change. The silence of the house was now not the sound of loneliness, but the sound of a cosmic void. He was not in his house, but floating in a collapsing idea. And in that deep emptiness, he realized that the greatest fear is not losing memories, but understanding that there was nothing to remember from the beginning.